Hey guys, this is Irina, Allison, and Angie Brando. Angie Brando is my #1 lender. I love working with her from the bottom of my heart. Angie is with Guaranteed Rate, and today I would love to ask her some very valuable questions when it comes to pre-approval. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course, I'm happy to be.
Angie, in your opinion, when people are starting to look for a home, when do they need to get pre-approved?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
So the thing is, the pre-approval is good for as long as you really want it to be good, as long as you're continuing that conversation with your lender. So there's really never too early to get started, especially if they're, we want to review credit and things like that to make sure that there's no issues. So the sooner, if there is an issue, the sooner we can start working on that, the better off you'll be when you're ready to actually go buy a home.
When I'm starting to work with somebody, I typically tell them, start looking and start getting pre-approved 6 months before you even start looking. Would you agree with that?
I would totally agree with that, yes. Because I can't tell you how many people through the years have called me and said, well, I have wonderful credit. I don't need to do a pre-approval until I've found the house that I want. And then when they find the house they want, we pull credit and find out someone has opened up a DirecTV account in their name and it's gone into collection. And now we have to run against the clock to try to get that cleared up before closing day. So anytime you can start ahead of the curve and make sure everything is kosher is a good plan.
Thank you so much. What is the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval?
Yes, this is a big one. So pre-qualification basically just means that you've talked to a lender, period. So you've verbally told them how much money you make, you've verbally told them how long you've been on your job, you verbally tell them basically everything. Most pre-qualifications will include a credit check. That's kind of the beginning and the end of it. A pre-approval is checking income, going through the credit with a fine-tooth comb, asking for explanations on anything that may be coming up on the credit, and then just, collecting bank statements, going that extra mile to make sure that there's going to be no surprises later on.
Gotcha, thank you. When I start working with somebody and I encourage them to get, pre-approved or pre-qualified, right? People kind of, go ostrich style. They kind of stick their head in the sand, right? Because they think it's like such an over-involved process.
Yes.
How long does it take you to pre-approve someone?
Most people get pre-approved same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the application itself can either be done online or over the phone with me. It takes about 20 minutes on the phone. We pull credit, and then, typically people will either text me or email me or upload to our secure site a pay stub or a W-2, just so we can verify income. We even have an automated system for verifying accounts and balances with their bank. So it's a very quick and easy process.
Give me ideas why I as a broker know why having a pre-approval is a must to start looking. But from your perspective, why is it important for the buyer to be equipped with a pre-approval when they're venturing out house shopping?
Because how terrible would it be if you find the house of your dreams, right? And without a doubt this is the house, and then you go and talk to a lender and they're like, no, you can't have it.
Right.
It's heartbreak.
Right.
I think that's. And certainly I've seen it through the years where people will come to me and they're like, this is it, this is the house. And I've never talked to them before. And now they have this contract on this home of their dreams and we pull credit and they don't qualify. Or we can't verify their income for any, number of reasons. There's plenty of reasons why someone wouldn't qualify. And there's plenty of reasons why they would when they think they wouldn't. So yes, it's very important that you talk to a lender before you find the home of your dreams.
Gotcha. What's your typical process? Somebody calls you, they want to get pre-approved, 24 hours, you issue them, pre-approval. What else comes up during the process?
Typically, we're going to run some payments on some hypothetical situations to get them comfortable. My #1 thing I love to say to clients is, just because it says you can afford it on paper doesn't mean in real life you can afford it. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know if you like to vacation 6 times a year or eat out 4 nights a week or have 3 children in daycare. These aren't things that we take into consideration when you're purchasing a home. So yes, these are parts of the conversation that come up because I want to make sure that you not only qualify for the mortgage, but that you're comfortable making the payment that comes along with that mortgage. That's a big deal.
I very much agree with you, and I really appreciate it because when you and I are working together, we are very budget oriented when it comes to our clients. We are not upselling them on the house that they cannot afford.
Right.
We're really kind of like digging into their lifestyle, not being, super private about it, but just really, the fact that you can be pre-approved for $10,000 credit card, it doesn't mean that you need to go max it out, right?
true.
So I very much value that when you're talking to a buyer, that it's all about their budget, so that the house payment does not change their lifestyle, it doesn't break their lifestyle, right?
You should, what do they always say? You should live in a house, not live for a house.
I like that.
Right, and yeah, I mean, certainly people can max themselves out. I don't suggest that, and that's why that conversation is so important, to make sure, just because you qualify for a $500,000 house does not mean that you want to afford a $500,000
Yeah.
house and the payment that comes along with it.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for your insight. I really,
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
meeting with me today. I hope you find it useful. Have a beautiful day.